recording. And here we go. I haven't tested it, so hopefully it still works. In 3, 2, 1, go. Hello and welcome back. Thanks for joining us again under the library. We have missed a couple episodes in the last month, but hopefully stupid conflicts have stopped and we should be back on our regular weekly schedule for the foreseeable future. More importantly, we are all back to a full house tonight. It has been really fun having everybody back so far. Super excited for a full house tonight. My name's Arthur. I'm playing Harold Rumsford. Chris is playing Beau Claremont. Emily is playing Florence Potter. Wayne was Quentin, and I assume is going to be someone new tonight. We will find out in a little bit. Rick is Philip Donner. Scott, at least for the time being, is Jaker von name I don't remember. And our keeper and the dude what made this world we're playing in, as always, is Michael. Michael, take us away.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Blood on the Rocks is a tabletop horror role-playing game set in the Call of Cthulhu world, and has themes of horror, including bodily horror, curse words, and generally mature themes played by immature people. We hope you'll join us, but just keep those things in mind and be warned. Emily, take us to our recap.
That was really smooth.
But timed perfectly.
All right. So, last week we began with Florence dropping Jaker off at the hospital. Jaker is unconscious at this point. We meet Dr. Goodfellow, who was polite, matter of fact, but also, I wrote obnoxious and aloof. I was really looking for the right word, and I just couldn't find it.
I loved
Dr.
him.
Goodfellow was a character.
He was great.
He says the prognosis is bad. I should pray for Jaker. He was very careful to take information about Jaker's ability to pay for his services. And I left him in Dr. Goodfellow's care to check in back later in the
I'm sure
afternoon.
it'll be fine.
Although he says it will be days.
So Jaker's life hangs in the balance with a good fellow.
Yep.
Yes, that's correct.
I wish I was awake so I could take him in hand.
Okay. So then let's cut back to Gerald's house, where Harold, Beau, and Philip flee because the house is falling over. And I'm stopping to read this. Thank you. That's wonderful. All right. Harold grabbed the blender, jumped out the window. Everybody else is out. They decide that it's actually safe enough at this point to go back in and try to rescue Quentin, who's still in the basement. But to go into the basement, there's the worry of animals. So Philip cuts up Gerald's corpse to feed to the animals.
Of course.
He accidentally calls
Like you
it. He calls it. I won't say it's an accident. I don't know. He calls it food, and pockets some. And Beau notices, and there's an awkward moment.
Oh man.
But regardless, at this point, Philip takes those pieces of Gerald and makes a meat sock, tying intestines to chunks of flesh, and lowers that right down the hatch to try to attract those animals and make sure that it's safe to enter the basement. How you doing, Jaker?
No, it doesn't feel very good. I need Dr. Goodfellow.
Okay, you're with him. He'll take care of you. Anyway, Beau and Harold climb down. Philip is upstairs with the meat sock. In the basement, there's been a lot of collapse. The right tunnel is totally filled. The left tunnel, they can see the cages have fallen over. And Beau yells for Quentin and hears a voice respond, but it's not Quentin's voice. It's coming from that center hall. At this point, Philip has also come down, bringing the intestines, and he speaks to the mystery voice. And the voice sounds disoriented, in shock, doesn't know where he is, and thinks it's 1941. At the same time, There are no animals visible. The cages seem empty, but Bo sees many prints, and a set of wolf prints leads into the collapsed rubble. So back in Deadwood, Florence is visiting her sister Rose, who is staring out the window as she enters the room, looking at the stars during the day. She says she can't see Florence. There's a darkness around her for the first time. She also saw angels around her nurse. She is not having the best of weeks, it seems. She tells Florence that she should destroy, specifically burn the books. And she stresses that Florence should always wear the pendant that Rose gave her. And when Florence touches her, she jerks away, says that she can't be touched by Florence. And she tells a strange story about how her grandmother, when she was young, gave her lomava in tea. And there was some chanting, almost a ceremony of sorts. And she only remembered this memory once she started to see, she said. So this is a memory that came to her recently. It was very traumatic for Florence. Back at the house, Harold and Bo approach this stranger, and the man refers to a flashlight, which is also odd. They have torches, and Bo tells him it's 1892. He says, "By George, we've done it!" And at the same time, while Harold and Bo are approaching the stranger, Philip, who was behind them, heard an alluring sound that called him into the room. He used his flesh bits as earplugs to stave off the sound. And at the same time, he seems to see his family inside a big hole in the wall, inside the large cavernous room. And we closed with Philip rubbing his eyes and smearing blood with flesh in his ears and the call of a dead family.
Oh,
All right, sorry you missed it, Scott.
Yacher.
oh, that recap was a little too graphic.
Oh, I'm sorry, but we had a content warning.
We did.
Yeah.
Didn't you hear it?
I need to pay more attention.
Not suitable for some yakkers. You're muted.
Keep or fail.
We're off to a great start. This episode's going to be so much easier to stomach, Yacker. Don't worry.
That sounds
You are
really
so
convincing.
Yeah, that didn't sound genuine.
What possible goriness could come of you on an operating table? I mean, let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta go.
No.
Poor Yacker.
So,
Yep. What are we doing,
who's
Keeper?
excited to get started?
Are we
Me.
starting in Deadwood or at Gerald's house?
Let's start in Deadwood. I want to see what's going on in that operating table.
Okay.
I want to find out if
I got to
should
admit,
roll up a new
I'm curious
character.
about that too.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
If you do, more luck this time.
Yeah, no kidding.
Fair enough.
I shouldn't use luck as my dump stat.
Dr. Goodfellow now with luck suppositories. Okay. All right, Florence. So you're walking down the street, really.
But I haven't left the sanitarium yet because there was one thing I wanted to do before I left. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah.
I left Rose's room, but that's
Yep.
kind of where we stopped the scene.
Okay. You tell me.
Would I know from previous visits from all of the years that she's been here, or could I roll to know where the kitchen is?
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a really big stretch.
Okay. Florence would like to go to the kitchen, and assuming there is someone in there, she's going to ask for tea for Rose. If there is no one in there, she's going to snoop.
Ooh. Okay. Make a stealth roll. If you fail it, then there's somebody in there. And if you succeed, you find an empty kitchen.
Okay. A stealth roll.
Are there circus peanuts in the kitchen?
Oh, there's my stealth roll. Okay.
There's
well,
always
if I
circus
snoop, I'll
peanuts in
tell
the
you what I
kitchen.
find.
What kind of
Just a
circus
lot of
peanuts
circus
would be
peanuts.
in the kitchen?
Only Spanglers.
That's right. They're the best circus peanuts.
The
And
only
we
circus
know
peanuts
that
that
in
matter.
the Deadwood Sanitarium, only the best circus peanuts.
I failed.
Okay.
Not a horrible fail, but a fail all the same.
Okay. So you find an older woman with kind of graying, frazzled hair, and she's got a huge wooden spoon over a big, gigantic pot, which you could presume she's stewing up a little dinner on the stove.
Okay. Well, then I'll just poke my head in and say, excuse me, if I could trouble you for a moment. My sister Rose is up in the B wing, and
Now,
she just,
did you get loose?
well, I'm here to visit my sister Rose. She's up in the B wing. Rosamond
Uh-huh.
Potter.
Uh-huh. And who are
Probably.
you?
Well, I'm her sister Florence.
Uh-huh. And are you a resident?
Well, no, I'm not. I just came to visit my sister Rose today. I come every Thursday.
I think I might need to call an orderly after you.
Well, Rose would really appreciate just a cup of peppermint tea if you don't mind. She's not feeling very well today.
You know what doesn't feel well either? My feet. Been standing on them all day long, stirring this pot.
Well, if you could just direct me to the tea leaves, I'd be happy to prepare that and take it up to her, save you the trouble.
Florence, what you got there for some charm? Let's see you roll that charm.
Yeah, love to. That's a fail. I even have a good charm.
So you want some of my tea?
Well, my sister, who is a resident here, would like a cup of tea.
Uh-huh. And what if we just gave all the residents here whatever they wanted? How you
Well,
suppose that would work? You think
Well,
that
I would
worked out
hope
very
that
well?
the residents would be allowed to have some tea.
Sundays. Is today Sunday?
Today is Thursday, ma'am.
Yeah, so it ain't Sunday. On Sundays, we serve the residents tea.
Well, what do you do when the residents are feeling sick to their stomachs?
We lock the door.
Maybe lock them in with a little peppermint tea?
You want this job? I'll take your job. You look like you got a nice set of clothes.
Well, I mean, I do have a job, but it's not in Deadwood. It would be pretty inconvenient for you if you could just help me with this.
How about I sell you a cup of tea then? You don't seem to be picking up what I'm laying down, so I'll make it a little more overt for you.
Well, how much would you be selling that tea for?
Oh, I think 50 cents sounds about right.
Oh, Lordy.
It's a pretty steep cup of tea.
Would you like water? I can get you that for a dime.
Well, why don't I just go talk to your supervisor?
Okay, Karen.
No.
Karen's of the Wild West.
Yeah, Florence didn't say that.
You don't look like you got enough hit points to talk to my supervisor, honey.
That is fair enough. You have a good day. Well, Florence is gonna leave.
Oh,
Florence was gonna look for signs of lomava in the tea, wondering if this weird story had a hint of reality to it.
I was wondering if you were
Rosamund's
actually just going for tea.
Yeah, Rosamond's not worth 50 cents. I don't know.
Geez, the pig farmer only charged me a nickel to get into town.
All right. So you headed out of the kitchen?
Headed out of the kitchen.
All right.
Did that kitchen have any windows?
It didn't have any windows. You can make a luck roll.
Was it on the first floor? I don't even know. Yeah.
You know where it is. You tell me where it was.
It's on the first floor, damn it.
All right, then.
Okay.
Right by the big bay of windows.
You got it. All right.
It's a
Yeah,
quick-
I did not get my luck roll. This is
Wow.
great. This is an
These-
awesome
these
night.
dice are good.
Okay.
This is a no bones day for your dice,
This
huh?
is. Yeah, I don't know why I even try on a no bones day.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I guess Florence is gonna leave because Florence doesn't really want to start a fight with a woman with a big wooden spoon.
And probably one muscly Popeye arm from constantly
Probably.
stirring.
Probably. Gotta go with what the
The
dice
best part
say.
is-
The dice say, fuck you.
Right after she killed you, she would just put you in the soup pot and keep stirring.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
And then Phil's like,
I was about to say, did Rick just lick his chops?
I was gonna say Rose is taking a page from the Donner book if she's eating her family.
Please, sir, may I have some more? Is that...
All right, so having been stymied at the kitchen, I'm going to head back across town to the hospital to check in on Yaker.
Okay. All right. So as you make your way out of the sanitarium, tell me what you see on the street. Tell me what it looks like to you.
Well, this is one of the main streets in the town, so it's kind of rows of like row homes, but buildings
Yeah.
on both sides. And I think probably it's only a couple of blocks from the hospital because it's not that big of a town. And I was wondering if I still feel eyes on me like I did on the way over.
Yeah. So make a spot hidden.
Okay. Just continuing my awesome rolls for the night. Come on, dice. Oh, okay. Well, I got one on the floor, but the one on the table is an 80. So I guess that was a shit roll.
she wrecked it.
She did Rick it. Right
well,
on the floor.
I did not get it with an 80 something.
I think if I give you enough opportunities, we're gonna get a 96 tonight. I'm feeling it. It feels like a
It seems
96
like
night.
that kind of night.
Yeah, it does. All right. As you the street's quite busy right now, and there's a lot of characters out. You see one figure stands out across the street though. A really kind of tall and burly looking guy, and you catch a glimpse of his face and it kind of gives you a chill. It runs down your spine, and you're wondering if this is the one who's watching you. And all of a sudden a man runs into you. I mean, just like full force, as you're watching this guy across the street. And of course you lose contact with him, and as you fall to the ground, the man who hits you, as he falls to the ground, his top hat goes kind of rolling across the dirt, and he's in a top coat with somewhat of tails. Not you wouldn't call it completely distressed. Probably it wouldn't be like fine threads, but kind of in line with, clothes of the time that are worn well, but they're not rags. And as he bumps into you, let's
Watch
see.
where you're going.
Well, y'all both hit the ground,
Wow.
and make a spot hidden roll.
Mhm.
One more. We'll give you another chance. Let's see if you blow this one.
I got this one.
Okay.
Regular success.
Okay. As he bumps into you, this further sense of just unwell comes over you. You don't feel right about the situation again, and you think it was probably the man across the street, and he jumps up onto his heels after he hits you and says, "Oh, ma'am, I'm very sorry about that. Josiah Worthington at your service. I apologize for that." And he's dusting off his hat, and he's dusting you off at the shoulders. And so I was just so distracted, ma'am. I apologize. If you're okay, I'll be right on my way.
Can she roll for street smarts?
That was her spot hidden.
Okay. I thought anytime someone bumps into me in the city, I immediately check.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not sure. I'm a little shook up. What You have to watch where you're going, sir. Where are you going in such a hurry that you would just
Oh.
bowl a woman over?
Oh, I am so sorry. I am on my way to meet the mayor. I have a very important meeting, but and as you look off in the distance, that like really sketchy looking dude is getting closer, and you're feeling now all of a sudden like really vulnerable in the middle of the road as this guy's chattering and this other guy's getting closer and closer. I'll be on my way. If you look me up later, I can buy you a drink to make up for the fall. I'm so sorry. I don't have my wallet, but I'll be right on my way. And he's dusting himself off.
Well, I think my ankle might hurt a little bit. Could you just I'm just headed for the hospital right there. Would you mind just accompanying me a couple of blocks as I give like sidelong glances to the creepy man?
And he says, "Oh, you're very close. I'm sure that somebody around here will help you." And he kind of glances over his shoulder at the big guy, and then he almost starts off running away.
Great.
Hmm.
Wait, almost starts off or starts off? Is he gone?
No, he's dusting off his pants. He's starting in a brisk walk away from you.
Well, I feel you owe it to me, if nothing else, to just help me to the hospital. I could have a broken ankle, sir.
Okay, and as you say that, the big burly guy just reaches out and grabs this guy by the shoulder.
Oh my God, I thought he was grabbing me.
You got him
Yeah.
killed.
Oh my gosh.
And I mean, just like slams his hand down on Josiah's shoulder and pulls him back by the collar and holds him right in front of you.
Oh.
Hmm.
Release him. What are you doing? I guess I'm speaking to the creepy guy now.
Yeah.
And
all
he
right,
says
hold on.
nothing.
Ah, creepy guy.
Oh, Wayne and I, our characters get along so well.
Good.
Mhm. So I got hold of the Josiah, and I look over at Florence. I don't know her name or anything. And so the character I have is he's real big, doughy, burly guy. He's been mauled by a bear, so his face is all torn up and he's missing a chunk of hair and stuff. He's super freaky. He's got an appearance of 15, let's just give you so. And got a googly eye. And he's looking this guy in the face, but he looks over at you, Florence, first, and he says, this guy here didn't treat you so kind, I see. And I think he owes you a bigger apology than the one I heard him say. And hope he does that for you.
I'm just good sir. I'm on my way. Very important meeting with the mayor, and I'll be missed if I'm not there.
Okay. And so my character also carries a really large oak stick, about good 6 foot tall. So he uses that as a walking stick. He's got a bit of a limp, and he's got side arms and all that. Sidearm, and he says to the fellow, says, I'm gonna let you go.
That'd be wonderful. The police are with the mayor, and they're all expecting me.
I really don't want any trouble. Let's just everybody take a step back.
Ma'am,
what she says.
Ma'am, if you can just listen to this fellow for 1 second, he's gonna apologize to you and also give back to you what he stole from you.
I don't believe that. I think there's been a misunderstanding.
And it's you need to close your mouth right now, or you're gonna get your head broken open like a pumpkin.
I'm just gonna start going through my bag. Do I see anything missing?
Ma'am, I think you need to check around your neck.
Oh, you bastard.
You stole my pendant.
I did nothing of the sort.
You must give that back. It is very important.
But I have no idea.
It's a family heirloom.
Look at this gentleman. I'm not even sure he could see the road in front of him. It's an
Ma'am.
embarrassment to me that he
I have
caught
worn
me.
this pendant every day for 6 years.
Ma'am, how much you want me to pummel him for you?
I just, Mr. Worthington, you said, just give it back. This man seems a little.
Ma'am, this fellow's not cooperating, and he done bonked into you, knocked you over on the ground, and he stole something from the neck. So I'm getting a little fed up right here, and I'm gonna I push him to the ground, and I grab him by his feet, and I lift him up by his feet, and I start shaking him.
Good sir. Good sir. Please stop this, good sir. Please
I'm
let
gonna
me
shake you, boys,
unhand
until
me.
what you took falls out of your pocket.
Police, unhand me.
You must put him down. This is not the way.
Make a persuade roll there.
For who?
Who?
You.
Who
Who's
you?
New character.
I'm sorry, but just to be clear,
I'm gonna use
intimidate?
my intimidation roll.
Yeah.
If you're hanging upside down, bonking him on the ground, you're sort of being intimidating.
Yeah. So as we're hanging him upside down, I'll say to him, this is the way we done hang upside down pigs and stuff like that back home in Pennsylvania. So I don't.
Take a little bonus dice with it.
Yeah, we got a hard success on that one.
All right. So as you're shaking him upside down, you're getting just really frustrated with his stubbornness. And so you make sure to bonk his head off the ground a couple times. And as you do, you don't bonk him hard enough to knock him out, but he kind of like gets a little wobbly. And as he does, his hand lets go and it falls down his sleeve, the necklace into the ground.
Oh, I'm going to immediately grab that, put it back around my neck. Well, you do what you will to him. The man is a thief.
Make a wait. Florence, you might be a little bit more upset because in the process of removing your necklace, he broke the clasp.
Oh no.
I said, ma'am, he's bugging me a lot, this one. What do you want me to do with him? Because I could do anything you want me to do with him, ma'am. That's what I do.
I'm very sorry. It was it was an accident. I didn't even know I had her necklace. It just must have come off in the process of bumping into her. I'm really sorry. I had no idea it was there.
You're talking too much. You're squealing like a pig, and I kick him in the face.
I was just bunking.
Give him a hard kick right straight in the face.
All right, roll a d6. 2. A tooth goes like flying out down the road, and a nice kind of like just shot of blood comes out the mouth with it. And now he's like, "Boy, the mayor will be most displeased if he finds me in this condition. I'm very pleased. Unhand me, you brute."
Mr. Worthington, maybe we should all go see the mayor together.
That would be a fine idea. Officer, help! Help!
Right. I'm gonna throw him over my shoulder like a sack of potatoes. I said, "You're talking too much and causing too much trouble, and it's time to go over to the trough of water where the horses drink from, and walk him over." And
help me!
I'm gonna
help me!
fling him in there.
Help!
And hold his head in.
You're
Mr.
singing
And then I'll say,
what is your name?
I said, ma'am, first things, how long should I keep him under for you?
Well, you can't kill the man. Let him up. He has to breathe.
Okay. so
what
I
is
let
your
him
name,
up.
sir?
Hey, he didn't say he let you up.
Oh, I thought he said he let me up.
He did say he let you up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I let him up.
I have to call you something. My name is
Well,
Florence.
that sounds like a nice name for a nice person. They call back home. I got called Oak Tree by most people. I don't tell people my real name. Oak Tree Larson is my name, and that's what you can call me.
Well, Mr. Oak Tree, you can't kill this man in the middle of the square. As much as I hate to say it, you may have to let him go.
Well,
Even though he broke my necklace.
it's your choice. I don't mind it. A lot of people got killed before, and he's just another one. So I'm leaving it up to you right now. If I break his neck, or you let him go, I'll just leave him up to you if you want to do that. That's kind of how it's going to be.
I have to come back to this town every week. My sister lives here, and I can't have you killing a man in the square.
I'm well liked. I have lots of very important
Mr.
friends in
Worthington,
this
you are no
town.
longer a part of this conversation. You stole from me and you lied about it.
I have been accused falsely. I stole
Back
no
under the
such
water he
thing.
goes. Back under the water.
I'm glad you did that.
I said, ma'am, it's okay if I let him go, but do you feel safe if I do that? Because I don't like people to feel unsafe.
Let him up.
Okay, man.
Let him up.
I'll let him up, and I'll pull him out of the trough and stand him up and say, you need to talk to the lady here. She's deciding what's going to happen to you.
I apologize for what you've had to see here, ma'am. And the law will hold this man accountable.
Why did you steal my necklace?
I did not steal your necklace.
How did it end up in your sleeve?
I don't know.
That is very unlikely.
This dude ain't real bright.
You know, if you don't answer me, he's just going to put your head in that trough again.
I am
Why
aware.
did you steal my necklace?
And this is why you should trust my word. Is because this is torture. And
It
your
is,
choice-
and that's why you
yes,
should answer my questions.
I did not steal your necklace. It was on my
How
way
did it
to
end up
see-
in your sleeve?
I
know,
know.
the mayor who
I
associates with thieves, it seems.
I wish that I knew. I wish that I knew how it got there, but I'm glad that it's been returned to you.
Mr. Larson, let the man go.
Well,
He's not worth it.
That's what the lady just said, Mr. Larson.
all right, Mister. But you owe us all the money in your wallet right now, and if you don't do it, I'm gonna break your head open.
Do an intimidate with that.
54. I got it. I got a really high intimidation on this guy.
He just drops his soaking wet wallet as he pulls it out of his pocket, right? Like a little bit of water comes out of the pocket with it. He drops it in the dirt and he just takes off in like a staggered run away from the two of you, screaming, "This won't be the last you hear of Josiah Worthington."
And I pick up the wallet and I hand it to Florence. I said, ma'am, I think for your troubles, you can have whatever you want from this, and I'm going to take a little bit to get a good drink. And well, that's about it, I think, for this part of the day. That was a good start of the day.
Roll a D20, Florence. Do you take the wallet? I guess I should have given you that opportunity.
I did
I'll
not take. I was not
okay.
going to take the wallet. I was
Okay.
going to say you just keep it.
All right.
I'm okay, and I appreciate you standing up for me, though. We are strangers, and do you make a habit of just protecting strangers, of accosting men in a square? What?
Well, yeah.
I don't know what happened, frankly.
Oh, that's what I do. I go around. If anyone's been done wrong, I'll fix it for them. They just have to ask me, and sometimes if it's going right, I'll do it for free. And sometimes if they need to pay me, that's fine too. And so if anyone's been bullied or pushed around, I have no problem fixing that. So I don't really like bullies very much. And I'm good on fixing that type of stuff. That's what I do. And I'm just coming on this town, or because they were trained into this town, you see. And I walked in and saw this happen, and that's just not right. And I don't like things that aren't right. I like to fix them.
So you just arrived here in town and
Oh,
saw this altercation and stepped in?
I was just walking down the street. That's what I do. I took the train in, and I don't got no horse or nothing yet. See, no horses don't like me, and I don't really like them. So I do a lot of walking and traveling, and I'm pretty good with my pistol, see, and people hire me for that, and makes a living, and keeps me going. And I go to place, and I just got here, and I saw you bumped into by that character, but I saw his hand flash around his neck and pull that necklace right off, and that didn't seem right. And I knew he was stealing it, and stealing just ain't right, ma'am?
Well, I have to thank you. No, stealing is not right. And this necklace is very important to me. And
I'm
I would
glad,
have just been devastated to lose it.
well, I'm real glad that you got it back. That makes it a little more important to me then. Maybe we're meant to I was meant to see that or something like that, because things like that happen to me sometimes, and I'm just in the place at the right time and to fix things when they're going wrong. And I don't know, maybe that's even why I'm here. Something just told me to come around to where this place is, because things seem to be maybe going wrong. I don't know.
So Florence, for some reason, feels like she trusts this man, unless she's still feeling creepy feelings. I don't know. You said I
No.
felt
Your creepy feelings just would have been from the bear
the
attacked
attention.
face, right?
Okay.
The mauled
Mm.
face, and
Oh,
him,
okay. Okay.
yeah, the odd staring from across the street.
So in that case, I'd like to say Florence feels a strange sort of trust for this character and says, well, you know, some odd things have been going on, but I don't know if they've been happening here. They've been happening in my town of Bloodstone. Have you been to Bloodstone, Mr. Larson?
I haven't been in that town yet. I just got in from far away on the train here, and but I had a sense that I was supposed to walk to another place, and I had a dream about it, you see. And you know, when I have these dreams now, and they kind of tell me where to go, and I got a sense I was supposed to go to this town nearby here, and someone was going to show me the way. I didn't know who it was, but I just open my ears and listen, and sometimes that person comes by. Maybe that's you. And if you got somewhere you're going, maybe that's where I'm supposed to go, and I'm good with that, because that's what I don't got no home. I just kind of go around to roam.
Well, if you are interested in fixing the wrongs in the world, Bloodstone might be the place for you. As strange as it is to say, I know we've just met, but I will be heading back there later today. I just have to stop and check on a friend of mine who's in the hospital. He was also injured trying to do good. He tried to help a man who was injured, and he was himself injured in the process.
Well, that sounds so right. So I'll go meet this friend of yours. Maybe he's the person who's going to show me where to go. That could be. You know, these
Maybe.
stories get all they get all twined up and wrapped up and confuse me sometimes, but somehow in the end there's a bit of truth and shows me where to go.
Okay, does
Well, if
anybody
you
else
would
love
like-
Oak Tree?
I love Oak Tree.
I love
Oh
him
yeah,
so much.
I was just thinking of that. Yeah.
I instantly love this guy.
Yep.
Now, you seem like a real nice person, and I don't know, something just tells me I could trust you. You could tell me what to do. 'Cause sometimes I'll get all I might do the wrong thing sometimes, like I get lost and stuff like that. And you seem like a good person. I do lose my temper on occasion when people do me wrong. I get when I get bullied or made fun of, and sometimes it doesn't come out well for people who do that to me. And
Well, you did the right thing today. It was the right thing to let that man go. He was certainly in the wrong, but he didn't deserve to die for it.
well, if I ever see him again and he does another thing wrong, that's the last straw. If you that's the way I work. You get one chance, and second time, well, it doesn't work out so good for him.
Well, I have to go to the hospital and check on my friend, but you are welcome to accompany me if that seems like the right path for you.
I like to go along with you, and that sounds like a good idea. I'll be with you, and if I can help at all, I'll do that. And if anyone wants to say the wrong thing to you, maybe I'll just make sure they don't. And I could do that. Um, yeah, and you can call me Oak Tree. Um, and so my character, he would get kind of a scrunched face and kind of do this and get a little bit with a lot of little consternation about that. He says, well, because since I was a kid, I grew real fast, got kind of big, and I didn't like what people called me. They called me my real name that my mom gave me, and that's why I got mad at people a lot, because it wasn't right name for me, see, and I don't know. I guess I could tell him that name, but
Only if you want to.
I have to think about that.
The rest of us aren't listening. Go ahead.
Take your time and think about it. I'll grab a hand and put another hand over top. It is a pleasure to meet you, Oak Tree.
All right. I'll think about that one hard on that one then.
Okay. I do have to get to the hospital though. I'm worried about my friend. He was fully unconscious when I left him, and I only hope the doctors have been helping him in my absence.
Well, let's make haste and get over to see your friend faster. We can get over there.
All right.
Okay.
So we'll head the last couple blocks to the hospital.
I gotta tell a super quick story. While Wayne was shaking that dude, all I could think was my grandmother used to tell this story. Her and her husband, my grandfather, were partiers back in like the 40s and 50s. And she used to tell this story. They were at a bar, and this woman was hitting on my grandfather, and she got pissed off and came up behind this woman and grabbed her by the ankles, picked her up, and started jumping up and down.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Right?
Yeah, she must have been a tall woman.
No, she was not.
Oh.
This woman's head was bouncing on the ground.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Who knows how true that story was, but she told it.
Never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Absolutely not.
I've got lots of good stories about my family getting into like Hatfield and McCoy kind of things. It's
a fussing and a fighting.
Like the genetics were even there for me to be here. Some of those stories are like, they're just unbelievably. All right. What do we want to do? Do we want to head back to Gerald's? Can we even call it Gerald's place anymore?
His name's on the deed.
So I don't know about anybody else, but I am dying to find out what's going on with Yocker.
Seriously.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Don't leave us hanging.
Dying to find out what's going on with Yocker.
What I'm trying to find out is, do all those times that I've called you a dick add up to you killing Yocker immediately, or do you prolong it a little bit? Like, does my karma finally come home to roost, or do you make it last a little bit longer?
I like to think of this more as like a Saw scenario, or
slowly but surely,
like a Silence of the Lambs skin suit kind of thing.
That's good. She sees Yocker coming out, but then it's actually someone wearing a Yocker suit.
So before we get there, Yocker, we need to we need to have a little moment together, you and me.
Oh,
this is exciting.
Ooh.
Yeah. We need to figure out. So first off, Yocker, why don't you make a Constitution roll?
Yeah, good things always start with that.
Nothing good comes from that.
Man, what went wrong last time that he's in this situation? He just deteriorated?
Ooh. Hard success.
Okay.
No, what's the one, like the middle one?
Hard.
Hard.
Okay.
Hard.
The other one's extreme.
Oh, thank you.
And just for the record, I'm making this up as we go along here. All right.
Of course you are.
So Yaker, you're standing in front of a coffin and you have just nailed it shut, and you frantically hear knocking on the lid of the coffin, and you realize that there's somebody alive in the coffin, right? That you've sealed up this coffin with a live person in there. And so you start frantically pulling at and you don't know why the hammer's disappeared, and you're frantically pulling at the lid of the coffin, and you hear the banging coming from inside the coffin and screaming, and you're yelling at the coffin, "I'm gonna save you, I'll be there, I'm gonna save you." And finally, with your bare hands and your fingernails ripping off in the process, you peel the boards off the top of the coffin, right? And the boards to the coffin are popping kind of at the same time that your nails are popping off of your fingers. And when you pop it open and you're like, I'm here, spiders start pouring out of the broken opening in the coffin, right? And they're covering you.
Scott loves spiders.
Oh, good. And so these, I didn't know that, Scott.
Michael, you are literally the worst human being I know.
So these spiders start running up your fingernailless hands and up your sleeves, and sorry, Chris. And you feel them. You don't feel them biting so much as crawling inside of you, and so you start ripping open your shirt. You're tearing open your clothes, and you get down to your bare chest, and all of the spiders are gone. You're just staring kind of at your naked chest. Make a POW roll.
So, Chris, do you not like spiders either?
Oh no, I love spiders.
Oh, okay.
This house is full of hundreds of them.
Yeah.
There's got to be at least 4 pounds of spiders at any.
I made it by
time.
1, 34 out of 35.
Okay. So you'll only take 1 sanity hit for this. As you look down at your chest, you see the flesh moving, right? And it's moving with like little arachnid impressions underneath the surface, as it appears these spiders have crawled up into your chest, and you go out screaming. You run out of this room. Like all of a sudden you realize there's not just a coffin and you and these spiders, but you're in a room, and you start frantically running up the stairs, and there's stone stairs, and you burst through this door, and everything's dark, and you're feeling your way. And give me 1 more Constitution roll.
I got so can I spend a luck point?
Sure.
All right, so I made it. I just spend 1 luck point.
Okay, roll a d6.
And remind me, you have like 16 luck points?
Yeah, no, I have 15.
Wow.
Probably a good one to spend 1 on, honestly.
Yeah.
Digital dice.
Okay, I got 5.
Okay, and then so you'll take 3 health points. You can take that off right now. All right, so you go racing.
I'm down to 10.
Yeah, you go racing out of the, still more than Florence. You go racing out of this house, and you walk out into the street, or race out into the street, out of the house. You're screaming, but nobody can hear you. Nobody's responding. And as you do, you run out into the street, and there's a man with a double-barreled shotgun standing there, and he has on this very glowing fluorescent white coat and a big white top hat, and a really toothy grin, and he's smiling at you with his big curled mustache. And the last thing you see is the flash out of the muzzle of the shotgun, and then you just feel this extreme pain in your arm, and then there's blackness. Okay. All right. Cue Florence and Oak Tree.
Entering the hospital?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And the receptionist is again behind kind of the front desk, and she has a very quizzical look as you come in, and she says, you do seem to be back quite soon, ma'am.
Yes, I just wanted to check on my friend Jaker von Huscher. I just dropped him off earlier today.
Yes, we don't get many like him, I'll be honest. You don't have to say his name. I'll check with the doctor for you.
Thank you.
Sure. And so she's gone for quite some time. You're standing there in the front with did Oak Tree come in?
If you at Florence one, he says, "Ma'am, if you want me to come in, I'll come in with you."
Okay, then the receptionist definitely, before she talked to you, Florence, like giving some strange looks to Oak Tree, right? Oak Tree, you're even in a hospital setting, you're pretty freaky looking. So it's a good while, like 5 or 10 minutes, and then you recognize Dr. Goodfellow, and
oh, he's with the nurse.
Yeah, he's coming back, and he says, yes, and give me an intelligence roll. We see
this one. I got a hard success.
All right, good job on that hard success. You're looking at Dr. Goodfellow, and he's not walking like Dr. Goodfellow. And he was such a strange character that even in the kind of weirdness that was your interaction with him, he doesn't seem to be acting like Dr. Goodfellow. And his greeting to you, which is a very kind of courteous and joyful, why you must be Florence, is very out of character for Dr. Goodfellow.
Yeah. Yes, Dr. Goodfellow. We spoke earlier today.
At your service. How are you? Oh, we probably didn't. You must be confusing me. You must have spoken with my brother, Dr. Xavier Goodfellow. I am Dr. Aaron Goodfellow. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Well, it is a great pleasure to meet you. Yes, I didn't get the first name of the Dr. Goodfellow that I spoke with, but I must say you're a spitting image.
Why, thank you. We are a handsome duo, if I do say so myself.
But have you also been working on my friend Jaker?
Oh, good Lord, no. No. I, as Dr. Aaron Goodfellow, am in charge of medications and seeing to our recovery of our patients. My brother, Dr. Xavier Goodfellow, whom you talked with not so long ago this morning, is a most talented surgeon. I trust him with all surgical needs that the hospital requires.
Well, I was really hoping to get an update on my friend's status. Would it be possible for me to talk to your brother?
You won't need to talk to him. You can talk to me because, as I just said, I am in charge of the post-op recovery of our patients, including medication dispensary.
Is Jaker in post-op then?
He is.
Well, that's good. How is he?
Oh, you were worried.
I was.
I assure you that
your
my
brother told me to worry. He told me to pray.
He's a dire one, that one, but his talent, he underestimates his talent. I would say that if anybody comes through that door with half a breath, my brother can save them. And was the case with your friend, correct? Not husband or brother or
good friend.
Good friend. Like good friend with a wink or just good friend?
No wink, just
Okay.
friend.
Got it. Yes. As the case was with your good friend, he had many breaths of life with him, and I would say that this was a fairly easy surgery for my brother.
So what was the surgery? What was the course of treatment?
Amputation.
Okay.
Yes.
And no complications?
None that we see. It was removal of the arm at the shoulder.
Okay. And
Why
how
so
long?
glum? Your friend's alive.
I am.
In lesser hands, your friend would be dead.
This look is relief. I'm merely processing the information, and I know that a friend of ours who is also a
Relief?
doctor.
I would be grateful. I mean, my brother's quite talented.
I thank you and your brother for your work.
Okay. Yes. So, your friend. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have questions?
Is there any chance that the condition could have spread past the arm?
It's possible.
What signs should we be looking for?
Well, a rigid kind of stiffness in the neck that moves down the spine. Possibly, you might see a strange kind of straight-legged limping, headaches. I don't expect you to have to worry with any of these things, though, because I'm going to provide you with some medication that we at the hospital have seen tremendous results with.
Well, that is wonderful. What can you tell me about this medication?
Oh, this medication has been thoroughly researched in some of the finest pharmaceutical labs in the nation.
And it rhymes with lomava.
Oh, man.
And a short course of this treatment, though he, of course, will not be regrowing his arm, should see him quite sprightly and back to his normal activities within, a week to 10 days.
And when can he be moved? When can we take him home?
Oh,
Back to Bloodstone.
please, you could take him home today. I have every confidence in our pharmaceutical capabilities. Besides, if you don't take him home today, it could be weeks.
Why?
Well, I don't understand that. Would you mind elaborating?
Our game takes a really long time to play out in hours, so it would just
Florence, you were doing pretty well, and then you forgot how long it takes us to do anything.
I did forget that. Fair enough. So today is the day. Do you have any printed information about this medication? I don't know if Yaker will be in his good mind today to really process this information, and I'm no expert, and I would love to be able to tell him what he's taking.
Yes, it is a proprietary formula created out of labs in New York, and it's a combination of antibiotics. Are you aware of these, ma'am?
I've heard of such things.
They suppress tiny little beings that live in the bloodstream and prevent them from overtaking the body and making you ill due to bad humors. And this combination of antibiotics and painkillers will have your friend up and running in no time whatsoever.
We focus in on Dick's face as you keep going through these details.
Oh, yeah, that was just cracking me up.
It's fucking hilarious. So funny.
Oh my gosh.
That's a no on the
Yeah,
printed information then. You don't
I'd
have
be
like a
happy-
leaflet,
I'd
a
be-
pamphlet.
I don't believe we're the Cleveland Center of Medicine, ma'am. Our resources are limited in printing materials. However, I'll be happy to write you something out if it would alleviate any anxiety on your friend.
That would be very helpful. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. All right. I will go see Dr. Xavier, and we will prep your friend so that he may leave. He might be a little stumbly, but it looks like you're a good friend there. And sir, if you'd ever like anything done with that eye of yours, you come see me and my brother. we might be able to help you out.
What's wrong with my eye?
Looks like you might perhaps have a little trouble seeing out of it. But regardless, it looks like your big friend here will be able to help you considerably with the exit of your friend, Mr. Von Husher.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Goodfellow, for your help. We'll be waiting at your earliest convenience, I guess, in the lobby. Should we wait in the lobby?
That would be wonderful.
Okay.
It will just take us a minor episode detour to Gerald's cabin, and then we'll be right with
Okay.
you.
Great. Well, as we head for the lobby, I'll just lean over to Oak Tree and say, if you do come back for treatment, I would talk to this good fellow and not the other.
I love that there are multiple good fellows.
As long as my eye works good enough to fight people and shoot them, it don't need no work on it.
Well, that is, of course, your choice.
Rick
And,
is,
and really, you're not walking out into the, it's kind of like, it's just an open area that you walked into, and there's some benches, which are kind of like some uncomfortable church pews, which are just alongside the, perpendicular to the doorway wall that you can sit along the wall.
Okay.
Rick, was that Akira? Okay.
Yeah, good eye.
Thank you.
Was that what?
Akira.
Oh, that big mutated.
The arm. Yeah, it's
Limb.
right at the end
Head.
where he like turns into that giant crazy
With
thing.
with Tezuka. Yeah.
All right, so are we? Is this a good place to take a break?
I was gonna say, let's take a break
Sure.
right here,
Okay.
and
right.
we'll jump in at the cabin.
Great. We'll take 5-10 minutes
right.
and see everybody on the other side. All right, we are back from break. Michael, let's get going again.
All right, let's head to the meat sock formerly known as Gerald's cabin.
Meat Sock Mondays.
Do I need to
So-
set the scene for Harold?
Yeah, what the
and
hell are we
Flo
doing?
and-
I don't remember
Harold
where we
and
left
I-
off.
No, Harold and I are talking to the time traveler.
Scott's
Hey,
petting a
hey,
black
hey,
ghost.
Hey, it's just a person who was in the room. You don't know that he time traveled.
Okay, and Phil is up on the hatch to make sure that we can get back out.
No,
Came
Phil
down.
came down.
Oh, Phil came down?
Yeah, Phil
Phil
came
came
walking into the room looking like a horror show.
Oh, yes.
Bloody
of course.
eyes.
Yeah. Oh, and he
And-
saw his family and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he saw his family. They're calling to him. Phil, aren't we? We're well done, Phil.
So I
Oh.
thought I rolled and was able to.
You were. You put
Right.
the meat bits in your ears, and you somehow
But-
resisted their calling.
Yeah, I wrote it down here. I made a sanity roll just before we ended last time.
Okay.
About all that. Okay.
Okay.
So is it on me or should
So, Phil, are you in the room with us?
I'm behind you guys, right?
Oh,
Is that
okay.
right?
Well, yeah, let's
Keeper?
just. Yeah.
You can smell the excrement-ridden intestines looped over his shoulder.
Jesus Christ.
Right, and I didn't believe it, so I was rubbing
Oh.
my eyes, and my hands were bloody. That's how it got on my face. It wasn't intentional. Like I came in with warplane.
He
Um,
really looks like a fucking freak show.
Harold, do you smell shit? Phil, is that you?
I think we got more important issues than Philip's poop smell. What the heck do you mean? If 1942? What are you talking about?
I lost my English accent. How do I get my English accent back? Quick, help me.
I say that's an English accent. Go.
Oh
for it.
yes, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
I think that's a clue we just got there, Bo.
What is that?
He's got a British accent.
Well, of course I do. I'm Casper Muscovane.
With the what now?
Casper Muscovane.
That's a different thing than you just said a second ago.
Yes, because
For basketball.
I am Casper Muscovane.
Casper
That's my final
Muscovane.
answer.
Did we just fall into Fletch? John
Cocktoaston.
Cocktoaston.
I am not aware of this man you call Fletch. Is that the man behind you who, frankly, is a little disturbing? Are y'all
I
cannibals?
I think what's disturbing is
Are
the
you
man.
cannibals?
I
Hey, you
think,
shut up there, you red coat, wooden tooth bastard.
but a man just came out of the wall here. That in saying he's from the future. So Harold's going to point his gun at him because clearly he's trying to trick us.
Good sir, it's not necessary that you point your armory at me.
Well, you're clearly trying to mess with our heads here.
Yeah.
And
I
some weird
mean-
stuff has gone on in this place. So
all right. I know, Harold. I know. Tell us something that would have happened in the future for us if you're really from the future.
Good sir with the gun pointed at me. Your name is.
I have a gun.
Oh,
pointed at me.
oh,
I never stopped.
yeah,
pointing
sorry,
my gun at him.
that's me you're talking to.
Yes.
I'm well, if you're from the future, you should know my name.
Unassailable logic.
I may be from the future, sir, but I hate to point out to you, I do not know everything in the future.
Because in the 1940s, you are big stuff.
Oh my
The safety
yes.
clicks off the gun.
Good sir. As you aim that at me, what could I hear him unarmed, as you notice, and you look at him. And
Bullets?
wait. He's clearly he's very dressed up, and with his arms up in the air, and he says, "Good sir, if you would look at the man with, is that blood on his eyes as he comes into the room? What would you do if you were in my position?"
Well, see, I know that guy. And yeah, sure, he's a little crazy, but he doesn't say he's from the future and walk through walls. And him I know. So I don't mind having my back to him. I'm certainly not turning my back on you.
So if that's your friend,
Yeah,
and
that's
you
going a little
consider-
far.
you consider a dapper individual such as myself, a dapper gentleman, might I add.
We've
a
run
danger.
afoul of many gentlemen who call themselves dapper. There's this poet who dresses nice and shiny and whatnot, and he done killed a few people. He look over there. Well, it's hard to see with all the blood, but he done blacked up Phil's mouth.
I assure you that I am here not of my own accord. I have done nothing of the
Well, why don't you just stop being vague and tell us how the hell you got here in a goddamn basement from England or wherever the fuck you're from?
So I assume by your whereabouts that this is not 1941.
It sure as hell not. Someone told you it's 1892, and it ain't England.
I
It's
gathered as much.
Bloodstone.
It is
Bloodstone. I don't
Bloodstone.
remember the state.
South
All right,
Dakota.
I got it.
South
I got
Dakota.
it.
South
I got
Dakota.
it. Who's gonna be the next U.S. president? Huh?
Well,
Quick, Google it,
Let-
Michael.
I was about to say, let me use Google, which you do not know about, and which
It was very
year-
popular in the 40s.
In the 40s, yeah.
It
was a popular dance. Goo 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 goo
So,
goo.
so it, I could tell you who it's gonna
It's going to be Donald Trump.
Yeah, I don't know why y'all fellas are treating him like he's from the future. He ain't from the future.
Yeah.
That's a bunch of nonsense. Why don't you tell us how you really got here, Mr. Fancy Clothes?
I assure you, sir, good sir, I was on stage. I was doing a performance for quite a large audience. I did my typical trick, an illusion, if you will, where I walk into a box of mirrors and the audience believes me to be disappeared, but much to my assistant's chagrin, I believe when she opens the box, she will realize I have actually disappeared. And I'm not quite sure how I've ended up here. In fact, if you mind, I'm going to pinch myself.
Sir, but when you first arrived, you proclaimed that you have done it, that you finally did it,
Yeah.
which would imply to me, and I'm just a simple countryman anyway.
You
I-
are not. You're a goddamn Boston doctor.
Simple countryman.
Don't set
Who's a
yourself
doctor
below.
who ate his entire family.
I think a
can't-
doctor rates higher than an illusionist.
Listen, one-armed man over there, peanut gallery. So, sir, I find it a little hard to believe that this was some sort of magical whoopsie-doopsie illusion.
I had thought momentarily that my assistants had played a really good trick on me, and then I quickly realized that this was not the case.
And where did you do this trick? Was this over on jolly old England, or is this over here in the goddamn United States?
Yeah, you tell him, Phil.
That's right.
Suddenly, this show's taking a turn for
It really is.
for the MAGA.
I believe that as your ally in a current war, that
Wait, what the hell war are you talking about?
that I
My daddy was French. He fought you sons of bitches back in the French and Indian wars. I ain't.
Good sir, I would like to pause you and say that currently we are all on the same side.
Currently is 1892. You keep talking this nonsense about how current is 1942. We're here. You're here. Here is 1892. If you're from some other time, you better start.
He takes a step backwards as y'all are like shouting at him and get more aggressive.
I would
Sir,
point out that
Are you?
you're on the other side of my firearm, which does not make us on the same side. It actually objectively makes us on opposite sides.
Yes, and you, sir, might I add, most respectfully are creating those sides because I, sir, would like to be on your side. But however, with the guns pointed at me, you have made two sides. We
Well,
could be if
I
you lowered
didn't-
your firearm on the same side. And he takes another step backwards.
I didn't walk through a wall in a random basement and then proclaim to be from the future. Well, I think my keeping you on another side is perfectly logical given this situation.
Yeah, hold on. You never answered my question about the president. Did you find out your Google? It was going to be Grover Cleveland, which would have set up a really amusing conversation because he was president 2 times ago. And I would have been like, no, he's not going to be president again. He was already president. And then we would have had an amusing conversation,
You're
which apparently is
explaining-
not
you're
amusing at
explaining
all.
the joke.
Yeah, it's much better when you explain it.
Yeah, this is like a Quentin Tarantino dialogue that just got shat on by an elephant and like is trying to be dug out by Yaker with one arm. Okay.
That's so funny.
Okay. Our nerves are really on edge. We've been through a lot of shit today. We've been through a lot of shit the day before today, which I guess would be technically that's yesterday.
It feels like it's been months, really.
Have to forgive us. I think.
Good sir, and I do understand your predicament. However,
you don't understand.
I would postulate. I would postulate if you would understand my current predicament, which is I was in my theater on my stage performing my show, and now here I am in a
basement. You can call it a basement.
I'm in a basement
Or cave. I would also accept cave.
Yes, it feels much more like a cave with 2 men with guns pointed at me, 1 man with somebody's innards wrapped around his shoulder and bloodied eyes.
This was just to handle the wild animals. It's just
why would you
standard
assume that that's human intestine there? That seems like a weird place to go. That's pretty dark of you to automatically jump to that conclusion without knowing first.
Well, damn it all to Catfish and Coyotes. I have no idea what you're saying.
Oh.
Sir,
If there's
okay.
any way, look here. If there's any way, I think it'd be best for you and for all of us if you just traipse on back through that mirror cupboard and go say hello to your assistant there, because this ain't going to end too well for you. I guarantee that.
But
You know what?
good
Stop
sir.
calling us good sirs. You
I'm
don't know
gonna-
whether we're good sirs or not.
What would you like me to call you that won't get me shot?
I would like you to say goodbye to me and hightail it back to where you come
No.
from.
So keeper, I wanted to do a psychology roll to see if I'm believing what he's saying, right?
All right.
This guy's trying to pull one over. I got a 22,
Okay.
which is a hard success for me.
Okay. And so you he's not telling you the whole truth. You catch that, but also given his situation, you're kind of not surprised that he's not telling you the whole truth, right?
Okay.
He seems very nervous about the three of you, extremely nervous, really, and fearing for his life. And there's something about him, though. I mean, he's at this point just a few steps from this glowing way that your family's calling from behind. They're still there.
I
You've
was
just put
about
them
to
out.
ask that next. Yeah.
Yeah, they're still beckoning to you. Your wife, in fact, is screaming. What was your son's name?
Daughter, sir. It's my
What's that?
daughter.
Your daughter?
Is yes. My daughter's name is Emma, and my wife's name was Ellen.
Okay,
Ellen Adams.
and so Helen's screaming to you. She's going. Dear God, Emma's leg's broken. Why are you taking so long? Why are you standing there just staring at us? Come help us. And so it's really
Okay.
taking like a prolonged or taking an exorbitant amount of stress on you, and you really feel the weight of the intestines
Okay.
hanging over your shoulder. But as you're standing there, you find it odd that in spite of all that's around him, right? Which really stacks the odds against him. He is still standing on this side of the gateway.
On our side. is what
Right.
you're saying.
Yeah.
And then there's the gateway, and then there's like the back of the cave.
Right. I mean, the gateway's kind of in the back of the cave. It's on the wall.
Oh,
Okay.
do we see Phil's family?
No,
What
you don't
do
see
Harold
Phil's
and I
family.
Yeah. So at this point, I'll turn to everybody and I'll say, hold on, sir. Mr. Tea and Toast, I need you to just shut it for 1 second. Bo, Harold, do you see people behind him?
What do we see, Keeper? Do we see a gate at all?
Right. And with that, I need both of you, Bo and Harold, make a sanity roll.
Oh boy.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad I initiated this.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I
Rick.
made it. 31.
Oh dear.
What happened, Harold?
Oh no!
Here it comes.
What is it?
It's
Come
a
on.
90.
6.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. He called it. The keeper called
It's
it.
a 96.
All right. As Phil asks you this, Bo, you stare into it and you're kind of glancing over this guy's shoulder and you're like, what
Okay.
the fuck's Phil talking about?
So I don't
Harold,
even see a gate. I just see a wall.
You see the gate.
Okay,
I mean,
see
you
the gate.
recognize that it's odd circumstances, right? But
Okay.
there's nobody. You're just kind of like, what the hell is Phil talking about? Harold, unfortunately for you, Millie pops out from behind him and she says to you, Harold, what the hell are you doing standing there with that gun in your hand? Get over here and join me.
Oh gosh darn it, Millie. Why do you gotta this situation's hard enough. What's going on? What do you need me for this time?
Why are you giving this man a hard time when you could be over here helping me? I need help.
Well,
Harold,
he
get
just
over
popped through a wall, Millie. And he's saying he's from the future. How could I not give him a hard time? It's terrifying.
here. And your feet inexplicably start taking steps towards the gateway as you
No.
argue with her.
Okay.
Oh no.
Quentin's gonna have a friend.
I'm going to keep, as I'm going toward Millie, I'm going to sort of walk around the dude, still pointing the gun at him.
Okay.
I don't want to get close enough to him for him to take it away from me or attempt to take it
Okay.
away from me.
Okay.
But I do not trust him. Millie, I'm fine with.
Okay.
I'm not worried about her, but I'm not turning my back on this dude.
Hey,
So
Harold,
I-
why are you walking towards? Do you see my fam? Do you see two people there?
Phil, I don't know what you're talking about. There's just my wife there.
Oh,
That's Millie
boy.
you're seeing.
Oh,
What the hell are both of you talking about? Harold, stop. Stop, Harold.
All right, that's it. And with
But
that,
I would just like take a moment to say, fine gentlemen, that I'd be happy to accommodate any of you with who need some psychological counseling at the moment. It seems
okay.
You
like
need
there
to
could be
shut
some-
the hell up. Harold, I go over and I gently grab Harold by the shoulder. Say, Harold, there ain't nothing there. Whatever's in
Okay.
your, remember how stuff got in Quentin's head? And said it
Bo,
messed him all up?
it's a little bit more urgent than that. He's about 3 feet
All right.
away from the gateway at this point.
Oh, I
Mhm.
tackle him then. I
Okay.
have to tackle him.
Oh, I was gonna say, Bo, hold on. I can throw. I'm gonna throw a lasso with the meat sock intestines around Harold.
I have
Oh,
to. I have to let that happen.
Right.
How can I not
Yeah.
let that happen?
I take it back, Michael. You're not the worst human being I know.
All I want to say is you tackle Harold, which is fair. That's totally fine. You tackle Harold as a meat sock of intestinal lasso goes around both of you.
Oh, okay.
Phil, make a dex or who had flashlights?
I have a torch.
Yeah, we don't have
Flashlights?
flashlights.
Wayne
There's
took
no
his
flashlights.
flashlight into the.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, so who has some sort of light source?
I have a torch.
I do too. Remember, I have
Okay,
the
okay.
the crazy torch thing, which
Okay,
I guess
I
I
need you all
probably
to
I
make-
would have. No, you know what? I'm
I
not
made
holding it.
up
I would have set it down.
Yeah, I
Okay.
did make enough for everybody though.
Okay, so as this debacle is going on, okay,
So yeah,
Uh,
I would have dropped mine in order to
Yeah.
tackle him. I would have just dropped it on the floor.
okay, the man in the doorway grabs a torch and heads for the doorway full sprint. So he goes running.
to the portal or from? The
No,
portal?
no, like back through the cave.
Oh, so he has no idea where he's going.
No,
Oh,
no,
he might.
doesn't.
Who knows?
Well, yeah, as far as you know, he doesn't.
Well, nothing I can do. It's up to Phil.
Can I clothesline him with the intestines? Like, is that?
Oh, that's a genius move. You got us, the weight of us, and you're standing in the doorway.
Yeah, I made the dex roll. I got a hard success.
For holding on to your torch.
Yeah.
But they had already, Bo and Harold had already dropped theirs.
Okay.
Yeah, you would have to make an extreme success in order to throw a meat lasso at 2 figures and then simultaneously stop somebody at a full sprint.
Okay. I see that they're on the ground. My intent was to try and stop Harold. I didn't anticipate Bo tackling him.
Right.
So
No, you couldn't. It was a simultaneous action. It's
Simultaneous,
fine.
we
We don't
both-
have to. Yeah,
I
we
get
don't
it.
have to meta it. We don't have to meta it.
So seeing that Harold has stopped,
yeah. Yes.
seeing this guy who's about to walk out past me.
No,
I
he's
will-
not
I-
walking. He ran. Like as soon as Bo tackled Harold and you threw the meat lasso, he saw his opportunity and he ran.
Well, I guess I'll go after him
Okay.
or try and stop him. I would not just let him run past. I guess wherever.
Okay, so you turn and run. Okay, and you're following the glow. Remember, this kind of S snakes down, and right, it S snakes around, and you're effectively in a chase, and so you follow the glow around, and you're running down the hall. There's nowhere for him to really go but to the ladder, right? If you remember, everything's caved in. Do y'all
Okay.
remember this?
Mhm.
This sounds fair to everybody,
Yep.
Yep.
right? Like the room to his right is barricaded up. The exit to the left, pretty much the most obvious thing. So when you arrive into the straightaway of the tunnel, Phil, he's about halfway up the ladder towards the house.
Okay, and I'll run up to the base of the ladder, and the whole time I'm chasing him, I'm saying, "Sir, we mean you no harm. You just popped out of nowhere, rambling about coming from the future, and there's been a lot of goings on here in this establishment. We're a little stirred up. Can we communicate here? You don't need to just run."
You've got great lungs to
Yeah.
Right.
be running top speed and
I'm from Boston, so that's
soliloquizing.
He says, not to mean you any disrespect, good sir, but I feel that my life is in mortal danger if I stay with you. I would like to converse more with you from a distance and in the daylight. And he's like,
yeah, and I'll say that's fine. We have horses. We can take you to town. We've got provisions. I've got plenty of provisions as I'm starting to climb up the ladder. And I say, we really don't need to make this a confrontation. It sounds like you may be telling the truth, but not the whole truth. You know, we can be, we don't have to be at odds.
Okay. And yep. Doop, 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 doop. And so you see him, the ladder, of course, it's just this rope ladder, right? That's very unsteady as you both grab onto it. So make a luck roll.
Don't do this.
Yeah.
Don't wreck it.
I got a 5.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow. All right. So you
I
stay
saw the
on.
double 0 and I got very worried.
Come on, one more 0. All right. So he's getting up the ladder, and as he goes up the ladder, you're actually gaining on him. He gets to the top and he frantically tries to like pull the bed over, but it doesn't do much, right? Because he's just, and then he breaks. As you get through the top, you see him bust through the door, and not bust through like in a literal, like not break through the door, right? It wasn't locked.
Oh, it's not like one of those Bugs Bunny thing where there's the dude
A
shaped
line
hole
of
in the
them.
door.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like it just kind of moves through. You see him move through the door as you make your way, and you're on your feet in the bedroom. So you're maybe like, you can hear him. You're probably 8-10 feet behind him.
Okay, and I'm calling after him. I'm saying, so it's again. So you need a halt. You're in the middle of the desert. You don't know where you are. You're gonna get dehydrated. You're gonna die out there. There's giant creatures, big old fucking bat things.
I'll take my chances. I'll take them, I tell you.
All right, so I'll move through. Is he now out of the house?
Right. So as you move into the front of the house, right, the whole left side to you is just like it was blown open by dynamite, right? And it's probably, I would guess now we're like at 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. Does that sound right to everybody?
I have no idea.
Okay,
Sure.
we'll call it that. It's 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's not like super hot sun. It's a little bit of a lower sun, and you see him just like frantically, and you see it now. You're like, oh, he's like in full like what's that word when it's like a shimmery purple red? His whole outfit is coordinated and has a luminescence to it. And so he's racing out. This is the first time you've seen him kind of in the daylight across the front desert
Does he have
lawn.
a cape billowing behind him?
Yeah, and he's got a cape billowing behind him in the wind.
So
And
he's very you can make him out, right? He's
oh yeah, easily.
Yeah, so I'll call out one last time. I'll say, sir, you need to stop right now, or we're gonna have a problem. And I don't want to have a problem. I want to handle this amicably and potentially either get you back to wherever you came from, or help each other out. And as I'm talking, I've got my gun, my Winchester, and I'm, getting down basically.
Phil,
You do have a habit of
murderous-
shooting dudes in the back
murderous son of a
No,
while
gun.
they're running
I'm
away.
Just
Hold on.
I mean-
such a murder hobo.
Hold on. No,
I mean, with that cape on, look how tasty he is.
Right.
Come on,
no, no,
guys.
Yeah.
no.
Phil can't
He's
handle
gonna be
himself.
delicious.
And I say,
Pigs in a
sir,
blanket.
I got a deadlock on you. I'm a dead shot. You need to stop. I don't want to have to shoot you in the ass.
And he screams back, "I saw those dead bodies!" And he's making a beeline for the horses. So you should just be aware that if you fire and miss, you're most likely going to hit one of your horses.
Okay, yeah, I shoot him in the ass, or try to.
All right, roll.
45, and my
Out of.
my rifle's a 50.
Ooh.
All right. So roll a d6. He's gonna blow this guy's head off. Don't
Oh,
like.
killing a
Mhm.
harmless magician.
Okay, it's a 5.
Oh fuck. All right. So you hit him like square in the shoulder blade, and he just folds up on the ground. Right, just goes down.
Perfect. And I'll yell out, "I warned you, you dumbass!" And I'll walk up to him. And remember,
Okay.
and my plan is to try and help staunch the wound. But I'm gonna walk up to him with my rifle out there ready to make another shot if he comes at me. I'm just gonna tell him, you better don't move, lay down, or I gotta pop another one in you.
Okay. So I want to just go back to the scene.
Yep, go right ahead.
With Harold and
free.
Bo for a moment, because Bo, you've just tackled Harold.
Yeah.
Harold, you see Millie, and she's mad at you, right? Like she's pissed off that you're not listening to her, and she's getting super angry that you're being so weak as to let this guy prevent you from getting to her.
Okay. So
Harold, I'm
Bo,
sorry.
Bo, what the hell are you doing? And
I'm sorry,
trying to get
Harold.
up and like push him off.
No,
Okay.
no, you're trying to go through that evil gateway there.
Oh,
When
I'm
I-
trying to calm my wife down.
No, your wife, she lives in your fucking head. She don't live
She's
in
right there. Good lord.
I don't
and
see
I'm,
her.
I'm still like trying to get up and push him off and get the meat sock off and head toward Millie.
Please, Harold, I know we ain't known each other for very long, but I'm begging you to trust me.
It's
Uh,
Abbott and Costello bit with the two of them fucking tied together with a piece of intestine, and you're trying to get up and he's not, and you're pulling him back down. It's good.
And
Yeah, we're all strung together. If you drag yourself through the gateway, you're bringing me through too, and I don't want to
Well,
go.
then maybe you can help me with Millie. She's awful stubborn, and I could use a hand.
Okay, Millie, it's not safe down here. You have to let me and Harold go back up through back up to the into the house.
make a
You
psychology.
can
roll,
talk to them up there. It ain't safe down here for either of you. Millie, you need to go up there too.
Bo. Love it.
Nope, 88.
I'm gonna give you a bonus because that's pretty on the spot thinking of Bo. I'll give you a bonus on that one.
38.
Okay, does that work?
Yeah.
Okay, so as a result of this, Harold, and your torment about leaving Millie behind, though Bo has really effectively given you a good argument.
Oh
he's-
no, I have a 10 psychology. I don't know
Oh,
what the
okay.
fuck I was thinking.
Damn it!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Harold.
Does that work? Oh, yeah.
Harold, come back.
I'm going to
me.
1941.
Harold. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Oh no.
Harold,
Um,
please, I'm still wrapped up. I'm still tangled up with you.
No, you're not going back to 1941. But you do have to roll a d6 for me.
Okay.
So I'm trying my hardest not to go in. So for all the energy he's, using, I'm using counter.
Okay. You'll take as Bo makes this argument, you're just absolutely torn as to what to do, and it costs you 4 points of sanity because you're worried now about Millie's safety. right?
Mhm.
Bo's brought up this problem. He's actually increased the complexity of the situation with his psychology attempt,
Mhm.
and as such, you're now worried both for Millie's safety as well as your own, and you're really torn about what to do.
Okay. Millie, he's got a point. This is a horrible place down here. Can we have this argument upstairs, like out of this creepy house? You can yell at me all you want. Let's just do it over out there. This place is terrible. There's people coming out of the walls from the future, and Quentin got sucked into the wall. It's terrible. There's animals banging at cages and foxes trying to bite me and stuff caving in and crazy animals eating meat socks. It's awful down here. Let's go have a chat upstairs.
Okay, make your own sanity roll.
All right. Oh shit, that's a 5.
All right, so you're able to convince yourself effectively by trying to convince Millie
Yep.
that to go back upstairs.
Okay. Okay, Bo. We're gonna have this discussion. She's still gonna tear me upside one side down the other, but we're gonna do it in the daylight.
Oh, thank God! Now let me just cut us out of this slippery.
Oh God, do we have to
slimy-
cut it? Can't we like lift it off? I don't
He's
wanna
got
cut
some
it open.
weird slimy slip knot tied here. I can't
I
get
think
my.
you might have to chew your way out.
Oh,
No, I'm
sweet
gonna slip the
Jesus.
knife. I got a nice sharp knife. I'm gonna cut through. Okay, there's at least one torch left on the ground. So,
Yeah, and
okay.
mine would be left on the ground too.
And several turds. Okay.
Yeah, and in fact, Phil wouldn't have been
Ugh.
able to run with the torch. So, right, he was just following the glow
Oh,
of the
yeah,
man's
yeah.
torch.
Okay.
And
Oh, and how'd that guy get up the ladder with the torch?
Well, there was light coming down, so he must have dropped the torch.
Okay, drop
I'll
the
buy
torch.
that.
Drop the torch
Thanks,
at the
Bo.
bottom of the rope ladder.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
sure.
so as
That
y'all
seems
go
great.
back, right? So as y'all go back, y'all find this torch burning in the dirt right at the bottom of the rope ladder.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Up
at
the
what
ladder we go.
point did we hear the gunshot? Was that while we were arguing, or?
Oh, y'all probably, I'm guessing, based on where you were, wouldn't have heard the gunshot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
especially the yelling and the scream. Yeah, you probably haven't heard.
With the yelling and the screaming.
Well, I let Harold go up first to make sure he doesn't have any second thoughts.
Smart. All right. I'll head up the ladder.
All right.
Okay.
And you're talking to Millie the whole way up
Mhm.
the ladder, right? She's helping you up, and you're helping her up, and you're arguing, and Bo, you're just kind of witnessing this total clusterfuck of dysfunctional relationship with a ghost, right? So, all right. And so
Well,
as you
we
as you
go
make
out.
as
Yeah.
you make your way up to the top and you turn and to the half blown open cabin, you see Phil standing over a body in front of the horses, and it's curled up in the dirt and it doesn't seem to be moving.
Oh,
And we hear-
Harold, Phil has gone and killed another man.
Yeah, we hear the trombone.
Oh wait,
again.
I forgot. I killed a man too.
Oh,
I can't.
Phil
take
did it
the-
again.
I can't take the high road on that one.
Is Phil spreading the barbecue sauce and the marinade on him yet?
Well, let's go see what kind of trouble he's got himself into.
I was gonna. What point does Bo and Harold smell the barbecue sauce and the giant jug of the Bantam bitch barbecue sauce
Oh.
being spread on
He was already eating when I got to him.
him?
That part was a little gristly.
Oh God.
Do I see them?
Yeah, we'll yell
No,
at
you
you,
would have
Phil.
you would have your back to them because you're pretty focused on this guy, right? You said your last action was to tell him you wanted to make sure he didn't shoot you.
Well, and my goal was to try and staunch the bleeding and save him. Like that
Oh,
was my,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
As soon as I see him, I'll say, Phil, we got out okay. What?
Okay.
You got that feller over there?
Phil, what did you do?
So I'll turn around and I'll look at him and go, "You guys want some?"
Oh no.
Okay. Taste
Not
No,
future.
again.
no, this is Michael's campaign. If
No.
you say it, you did it.
What'd you
So,
do, Phil?
Yeah, Harold, Bo, what do you think about your cannibalistic Phil on top of this guy that he just shot? You don't know why he shot him.
Yeah. Well,
What the
to be
hell?
fair, I was close to shooting him too, so
he
I
was
just
running-
wasn't gonna eat him afterwards.
I'm not eating him. So I say he was running for the horses. He wouldn't listen to reason. I had to stop him somehow, or we would have been stranded out of here.
Is
So
he dead?
I do hate to say this, but Philip, that sounds reasonable.
Is he dead? I hope.
Well, aren't you a doctor or something? Can't you?
Well,
do you not know?
I would know if
You're right there. Didn't you check?
I would empirically hope he's still alive because I've been working on him and I can make rules for such a thing.
Yeah,
but,
let's see your medical roll with your Winchester gunshot.
Okay. So I got a 50 even. My medicine is 70, so it's a regular success.
This kind of brings me back to the beginning of the story. Do y'all remember when Phil's fingers were deep in some man's chest?
Yeah.
Y'all remember
Oh,
this?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He's
I
having
don't
a
know
little
how
bit
we
of
could
a,
forget that.
yeah. He's having. It was like yesterday.
I'm trying to forget it, but it just keeps coming back.
So yeah, he's once again got his fingers inside this guy's chest saying, I'm gonna get it this time, guys. I'm gonna get it. Really, I'm gonna save this one.
You said his
It was
shoulder.
Andy.
Right. It was
Yeah.
Andy. Poor Andy.
Yeah.
So wait, but didn't he shoot him in the back?
Yes,
So, it
And
should
then
be
the
So why is
back
he
of the-
digging in the chest?
because it went through.
What's he digging for if it went through?
You ask Phil why he has his fingers in this guy's chest.
He didn't fuck the roll up. Hey, can you push rolls that you make to get them as a better success?
Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah.
But
You're welcome. Please push your roll.
all right, I got 70. I get you pretty good. Anyways, all right. So I'm gonna be working on his shoulder. I kind of got his shoulder propped back a little bit. hoping that the
That's
bone-
not his shoulder.
It went through his shoulder, right? It came out the front.
Yeah, it
isn't that
came
what you
out
said?
like right through the chest. Oh,
Yeah. All right. He should
Okay.
be fine. So so I mean,
Should be
is
fine.
he?
And it's through and through, so you don't have to dig out the
Yeah.
the
so
bullet.
that-
Then why is he
There you
reaching
go.
in there?
It's just,
What's he reaching in for?
So
Are you getting a snack? Is that what you're doing?
I
You're
was gonna
digging in there
say,
for a snack?
Pulling out and going,
Are you gonna make some ceviche?
So is the guy awake?
No, he's passed out. He's unconscious. Keep in mind, he's scab-lipped. He's like blood-soaked under the eyes.
That one
and
got Emily.
he has his finger in this guy's
yeah.
chest.
Mm.
It just-
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
To
me.
stop
I
the
thought-
bleeding. I'm
I thought-
stopping the bleeding.
I thought you were talking about him, and in my
And-
mind, I went, "Boy, he
and
looks really
I-
bad." Yeah, so I'll keep my finger on the guy's pulse. You know, I'm no dummy. I got my finger in his chest, presumably to stop bleeding if there's something going on, and I'll yell to the guys, "I need a fire. I need to cauterize some
Oh,
bleeding in here, and we need to get this guy on the horse and back to the city pronto."
Okay, well,
Wait,
I can start a
you need-
fire.
you
It would
need a
help
fire-
if it would help if I had a little bit of flour to.
and then throw it up in the air and then throw a match. at it.
No, I can start a fire. There's plenty of kindling around here.
Now hold on a sec, Phil. Why do you need a fire for the guy you just shot?
I don't-
Says he
Are
wants
you
to
are you
cauterize
cooking something?
No,
No.
listen. It's a win-win situation. All right.
Okay.
Just chops.
We're just trying
Okay.
to no, I'm trying to save this guy's life. I didn't want him to run off. He didn't listen to reason, and trying to do right by him now that I've, he happened to fall on a bullet.
You need some water. There's a. I assume there's a well around here somewhere.
Yeah,
one of
there's
those.
a well.
Yeah.
creek
So
wells.
I'd ask you, Bo, do you mind grabbing some water? or Harold, do you mind
Yeah,
grabbing the water?
I'll grab the
Bo?
water.
I'm
Bo can start
starting
the
the fire.
fire.
You start the fire, and if there's a piece of metal nearby, I could use the end of the rifle or something. But preferably, there's a knife inside or something I can use.
I've got a knife.
Yeah, I mean there was plenty of metal inside the faux work.
Yeah, and I
Oh,
assume
that's
there
right,
there was a
yeah.
bucket in the house too, right?
Yeah,
I can use
Yeah,
to go
there's
grab
plenty-
water.
All those supplies should be handy.
Perfect. So we'll work on do something like that.
Mhm.
All right, we'll open up there next week. I would
Oh,
like
shit.
to close right back at the hospital for a moment, though,
Okay.
as Dr. Aaron
Oh, boy.
Goodfellow is walking forward with there's a couple of hefty nurses hoisting Yaker up between them, and he says, yes, Florence, I have Yaker ready for you. I believe you'll need your friend there, the large man with the funny eye. I think that if he could come forward and help these orderlies, I will explain to you how to administer this medication to your friend.
Of course. Oak Tree, would you mind helping me? I'm sorry to impose.
It's no problem. That's what I do. I can get your small friend over there and lift him up like a big old watermelon and carry
He's
him wherever you
petite,
want.
but very dense.
And I, in my sort of half knocked out, I'm like, don't call me small.
And I was
You're
going to
right.
say,
he weighs like 4 watermelons. He is kind of thick.
and do you want to be hot or cold, Yaker?
Oh, cold.
Okay. And so you feel you're freezing, and you see this burly man. I mean, you're kind of got this fever dream going. You see this burly man with a mauled face coming towards you, and he's got this huge coat on in your mind, and he says to you, you're so cold here. I'm gonna keep you warm. And like, it's not anything that Oak Tree actually says. It's just what you hear in your mind. And you see in this kind of feverish dream of an experience, this person talking to Florence, and you see him handing her this glass jar with pills. You see him shake some out into his hand, but you don't see the pills. You see liquid pour out over his hands and onto the floor. Florence, you see Dr. Goodfellow, of course, putting a couple of pills and pointing that he's going to need 2 of these twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. And there's a 6-day supply, which should be enough to get him through any dire situations.
Okay.
And we'll close there. Badoom.
All
Great.
right.
Yaker's alive!
Yay. All
Marvelous
right,
though he
that's gonna do it for us tonight. You can find us on Twitter under the LIB. If you listen on audio and you want to see our faces, you can find us on YouTube. If you watch us on YouTube and you just want to hear the audio, you can find us wherever you get your podcasts. And all that stuff you can find on underthelibrary.com. So for myself, for Michael, for Scott, Rick, Wayne, Emily, and Chris, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time under the library.